We're here on King Spotlight with Monarch football coach Jeff Knarr. Coach, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, your team is returning to the field this week after an off week and will host defending MAC champion Delaware Valley. Some coaches might not be happy with the timing of a bye week, so tell us your thoughts on when this week came and how it benefited the program.
You know, the bye came right in the middle of our season, so it's like the perfect time to have a bye. Guys are a little bit beat up. They've been here a long time. A little bit of rest. Plus, you have a good body of work to know what's working, what's not working. So for us, we were happy when the bye came. It gave it a chance for our kids to get away a little bit, get some rest. But before that, we were able to get some work, done on things that we're doing well to get better at, and then things that we need to improve on. Plus, I got a lot of our young guys some more reps in the kick game to help fortify some depth as we go to the second half of the season.
Your team has played a pretty tough schedule to date, having already played the top two teams in the current MAC standings in Widener and Lycoming. Now you face Delaware Valley, the four-time reigning MAC champion, who stand a game behind Widener and Lycoming in the league standings. How much do you think your competition has prepared you for a team as physical and athletic as Delaware Valley?
I think pretty well. I mean, again, this conference, it's one of the best conferences in D3, so you're going to get tested every week. And then again, going against Lycoming and Widener with the traditions and stuff they have and the success they've been having, gets you ready to know the kind of team you're going to face when you play Delaware. We kind of know that we have to take care of business on our end and play smart, good, fundamental, sound football to give ourselves a chance.
Coach, offensively, your team moved the ball well in spurts in the last game at Lycoming. All season long, you have talked about the unit working towards becoming more consistent. What type of improvements have you seen? We're
getting there. I mean, the one thing to help with the consistency a little bit, going to Lycoming, they defend the run extremely well. From there, maybe the best overall defense, the way they just all levied on the work together. From there, we knew we had to throw the ball, and that was really an inconsistent. We hadn't really seen something we could hang our hat on, and our passing game kind of came of age a little bit in the Lycoming game and made plays from there. So we think we have that working well to give us the consistency, which will help us build on the run. And then with the run game, we still have to be able to turn out positive yards against the top defenses. So that's going to be a big challenge for us. Saturday is to be able to run the ball with some success and consistency against Del Valle.
As you said, this week your team plays a very good team in Delaware Valley. Very strong defense. They are rated first in the MAC. Talk about the Aggie defense and what makes them such a challenging group to play against.
The most challenging thing about you watch them on film is all 11 guys, like, they're athletic. They run to the ball very well. They're very fast. They cover a lot of ground. So when you throw the ball, there's times there where guys look open and are open and should be throwing the ball, and then by the time the ball gets there, there's 2 or 3 defenders that are already there to break it up or make a pick. So they can cover a lot of ground from there. They're very good tacklers. Their safeties will get in the box and are very aggressive and active, and they can tackle just as well as their linebackers can. And then their D-line runs as well as linebackers from that standpoint. So the best thing about them, when you watch their defense, is you're seeing 11 athletic guys running around and creating problems for offense.
You talked about the importance of having a balanced offense, and right now the unit has produced 793 passing yards and 707 rushing yards through 5 games. So you are getting balance, but how do you go about getting more production from each group?
I was working on consistency. You look down, there were those breakdowns. Sometimes with the passing game early on, it was some kind of our reads and not quite sure where to go or a little bit hesitant with the ball from there. And then when you look in the run game, sometimes it's our guys just not staying on double teams long enough, or maybe a little bit overmatched, and then they were one-on-one or 2-on-1 and they just got out physical from there, or missing a cut here and there. So it's kind of, again, getting back to the fundamentals of here's the play and here's the basics of the play, and just execute that play and everyone doing their 1/11th. And that's what we worked on in the bye week, so we can be even more consistent and be balanced and productive.
Sophomore tailback Kyle McGrath is the second leading rusher in the MAC with 102 rushing yards per game. The Delaware Valley defense ranks first in the conference in pass defense. So do you expect Delaware Valley to crowd the box and try to shut down the run and challenge your offense to beat them with the pass?
We think so. I mean, they've been very good. They always put one more guy in the box than usually you can have to block. Again, as they're always about stopping the run, as most defenses are from that standpoint. So the challenge for us is to be able to make sure we get a hat on a hat, get our receivers involved, and blocking that extra defender, which we want to as it is, because if our guys realize if they get a hat in a hat and do a pretty good job, Kyle and Judens and Duran, they don't need a whole lot of room, and they can find positive yards there.
Sophomore quarterback Tyler Hartranft has started his 4th straight game behind center. How has he progressed, and how important will his passing be in a game where you expect that the Aggies might pay a little more attention to the run?
His progress, he's made improvements, every week. You go to the FDU game, and we thought we left a lot of pass yards on the field. And then Misericordia, with the weather and the success we have in the running game, he didn't get called upon to throw it a whole lot, but he did make some plays from there. Then you go to Lycoming, and then he improved on a lot of things that, inhibited us to throw well against FDU. We made some of those improvements and made big plays in the pass game, against Lyco. So again, he works extremely hard and wants to do well and is a student of the game and is always looking to improve. So we're hoping, again, he continues to make that improvement because we're going to have to throw the ball, and throw it fairly well to beat Del Val.
Coach, moving on to the Kings defense now. That unit has played pretty well all year for you and is ranked 3rd in the MAC in total defense despite losing your top returning lineman and Jake Lanowski for the year due to injury. How has this group managed to come together to be a formidable unit?
It's a credit to Ryan Kelly, Ronnie Garrett, Jake Kasevich, some of the upper class guys, Evan Chrisman, who've been around for a while. The philosophy is if someone gets hurt, you feel bad from a personal standpoint, but you got to put 11 guys. We got to play the game. The next guy's up, and we expect him, to produce at that next level. And then Ben Ray, has come in and played at a high level. Other guys, Billy Banky, Joe Cole, have stepped up on the D-line. Pete Santarelli's, having a good season so far. Ronnie Garrett's been able to come back from that knee and be healthy. And the guys step up, and they just have to take on more of a role and more responsibility to play well. And then we have, talented young guys that are getting better every week, and they're making less and less, freshman, young guy mistakes and starting to play, solid, consistent defense.
Well, the good news is that Cordingley will be back in the lineup on Saturday at linebacker. What does it mean to have him back, and what has it been like to be without a player of his talent and leadership ability?
It's great to see him back. He's a senior. He's worked tremendously hard. He's, kind of in the face of the program, the heart and soul. He's bought into everything we've been doing from day one here. He's, the quintessential student athlete. He excels in the classroom and on the field. And you feel heartbroken when someone loses any time as a senior or their whole season from there. So it's great to see he's going to be able half of a senior season and may make the most of it. And again, he's the vocal, leader of the guys rally around him. So from a leadership standpoint, it's great to have him back on the field. You get that voice, of everyone who to look for to keep everybody, steady or calm people down or get them, fired up when they need to get fired up from there. And then again, he's an all-conference quality kid. So again, our level of play is going to go up and hopefully help our defense even play better.
Ryan and the rest of the Kings defense will get a big test from a Delaware Valley offense that is ranked 2nd in the MAC with a 466.7 total yards per game average. Clearly, this is a balanced offense. What makes them so effective?
They're big up front. They have an all-American, offensive line guy. Their running back is fast and shifty. Their quarterback is athletic and he'll run the football. So he's just not a thrower. He can also run. And their back, he's fast. He's athletic. Got great vision. And they got a big offensive line that can create holes.
Sophomore quarterback Aaron Wilmer is having an outstanding year, completing 62% of his passes for 1,240 yards with 12 touchdowns. But he's also a tremendous athlete and has rushed for 208 yards. Wilmer brings that type of dual threat where he can hurt a defense in a number of ways with his ability to run, but also that running ability also seems to help his passing game.
It does. Again, the key to defense is everyone doing their 111th. And he's a guy that's going to expose you and hurt you if guys try to do too much. Because if everyone's covered, he has no problem tucking it and run. Plus, they designed quarterback runs, so now they got an extra blocker from there. So, we can get them in the pass downs and feel confident they're going to throw. Our guys have to, again, hit their gaps and be in the rush lanes and keep him, in the pocket and keep him contained so that if we do a great job covering him, he's got nowhere to go. Because if you give him a little bit of a lane and you've done a great job and he gets just a little crack in a seam, and then he can hit you and hurt you with your feet, and again, that's demoralizing for a defense and a morale builder, an uplifter for an offense.
Wilmer is far from their only offensive weapon. Their two tailbacks, Kyler Schuberth and Alquan Jones, are both very dangerous. Schuberth has rushed for 416 yards and 6 touchdowns, while Jones adds 232 yards with a 7.0 yards per carry average. Both of them also catch the ball out of the backfield very well. How do they complement each other?
I mean, again, they fit really well, with their offense. I mean, they've been making some big plays in there. They get, some big holes, and then again, sometimes, just little holes. And then these guys, again, have good vision and good speed. And again, they can kind of, one gets a little tired, put the other guy in. It doesn't really change, their offense. They're kind of the same type of a mold. Good, solid, top-level type conference, running backs who can make plays themselves and then take advantage of, a good offensive line doing their job up front and then hitting some, huge runs they've had this season.
It appears they also have an excellent group of receivers led by Chris Ruiz with 29 catches for 354 yards and 5 touchdowns. Tell us a little bit about their receiving corps and what challenges they present.
Again, they're fast and athletic. Everyone has a favorite target, and they go to him. And, they can get open, and they make plays on the ball. I mean, so they make that quarterback look good. That if the ball's anywhere near them, they go up and attack the football. And that's what you've seen from there. And then, they do a lot of play action. And, again, teams are concentrating on stopping the run as they've run the ball so well. And then they do a nice job with play action. Those guys have the speed, and they can get behind the defense, and you're not going to catch them. And then, Wilmer with his strong arm puts it on there, and they've had, big plays in the passing game. And when you have tight coverage, these guys will go up and attack the football and make plays that way.
Overall, Delaware Valley is once again a very solid team on both sides of the ball. What does your team need to do to be successful offensively and defensively in this game?
Offensively, I mean, continue to finish drives. I mean, we've moved the ball, and sometimes we hurt ourselves as we get closer, to the goal line. Need to take advantage of every opportunity, and then play all 60 minutes. The last 2 years, with these guys, we've kind of hung around the first half. You get within 2 minutes or so of the half, and then things imploded on us, and then you're down a score or 2 scores. You have a little momentum, and next thing you know, they put 10 points up in a matter of 2 minutes in 2010, and then we threw 2 pick sixes last year, and it blows a fairly close game where you're hanging around, and it blows it wide open. And we have to take advantage of opportunities there. We watching a film. Too many drop passes last year. We had a chance for 4 interceptions that we didn't get. We threw 3 interceptions. So when you play a great team like Del Val, you got to work hard to try to do everything right, do everything perfect, and then when a big play opportunity presents itself, you got to make that play.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, Coach. On Saturday, the Monarchs host defending MAC champion Delaware Valley at 1 o'clock at McCarthy Stadium. Coach, thanks again for joining us, and good luck this week to the Monarchs.
Thank you.